Daily Business Edition, and our guest tonight is Professor Zbigniew Krysiak of Warsaw School of Economics. Sir, welcome to the show.
Yeah, nice to be
here.
And
let us talk about the recent data regarding Polish surplus, or rather public debt that is slightly below 0.4%. And Poland was basically 8 milliard Polish zlotys from the surplus.
Yeah, exactly. So we can say that basically there is not any deficit. So this level, like around the 2 billion euros, it's almost nothing. If we compare to the, a deficit which we observe in the UK, it's around the 40 billion. And Italy or France, you have around the 50, 60 billion. So, of course, Germany has a very big surplus. It's around the 60 billion. So I would like to comment that I would be not worried about, the deficit in terms of a percentage in countries like Poland, because if you compare to the nominal level, to the nominal values, it's just nothing, and it's that very important that we are not just thinking in terms to create a surplus, because nowadays in Europe, to have some deficit, it's just a kind of investment. Okay, so Germany, I would like to comment that Germany surplus is just arriving as well to that not existing balance because of the euros. So euro is just imposing basically, on the European economy, not existing balance. So Germany is profiting and the other are losing. So if you look over the last 10 or 15 years, this flow, the cash flow, due to the European currency is just making a profit on the side of Germany, and the losses Italy and France.
It has been said many times that the euro is generally lowering the cost of capital and lowering the cost of purchases of the German products that have great value and so on. And at the same moment, the euro makes uncompetitive the economies of France, Italy, Greece, Spain to a certain level, Portugal. So that the Germans are benefiting, and their export outside of the European Union is also benefited by euro, because shall there not be a euro, the Deutsche Mark would have been twice as expensive as the euro is today. So therefore the German products wouldn't be sold with such a premium.
Yeah, exactly. This, a case of a common, euro currencies, as you as well mentioned, is just creating a much more higher cost of funding, on the side of Italy and France and the other countries, and very low cost of funding, for the German government bonds, for instance. So if you compare the differences, they are from 3 to even 10 times the bigger cost of a capital on the side of France or Italy than on Germany. And this, is reflected as well in that, situation regarding the deficit on the side of the others and, current surplus in Germany. So it's basically, indicate that we need to change the model in the Europe as a whole. It cannot happen that, just we measure that deficit 3% is a limit for everybody. The deficit, for instance, for Poland, a small economy, should be much more higher, as let's say 6 or even 8%, because this, limits which were imposed by the Maastricht Treaty is creating additional imbalance.
We should say a few more things, that the GDP growth in Germany was 1.3% last year versus Poland 5.1. So this disproportion. And it is being said in the economy that the countries that are developing rapidly, they also have a bigger debt. Poland sort of defies that, because 0.4% of debt is like nothing, and is the best result in 30 years of the existence of the so-called Third Republic.
Yeah, if we speak about the debt to the GDP, basically, as we can see the Baltic countries and Romania, for instance, and Poland, we have a very low, ratio of that, So it of course shows that we are developing quite fast, but the big debt to the GDP ratio exists in Italy 130%, France 100%, 120% in Portugal. So again, what I am trying to highlight, we need to change, the model of the entire economy in the European Union and as well in the euro area, because this basically creates bigger balance in the future than what we have today. So this basically this consideration in terms of who has a higher or bigger deficit is not the right approach. And as well, we need to check, how much added value, how much national profit is arriving to a particular economy, because GDP is just speaking about the general production, and much of that production, for instance, from Poland is going to Germany. I mean, profits from that production. So again, I would like to say that there is a new, paradigms we need to implement and go out from that approach as we did in the past.
Sir, thank you very much for this. We will definitely look at this a little bit deeper. For those of you who are interested in Professor Zbigniew Krysiak's other kind of work on reforming Europe, please visit the website or find out the Institute of Schuman Thought, and that is the source of food for thought, basically, on reform of the existing European Union. Am I right, sir?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and very soon we will have celebrations of the Robert Schuman's thought, and you will be all invited, sir. Thank you very much for this brief conversation, and that was it for tonight's Poland Daily Business.